everybody. My name's Roger Richards, and welcome to spiritualonline.org. And we have a lovely session of meditation lined up for you. And the reason I know that, because there's a few people on here are a little bit psychic, and we just know it's going to be good. So hang in there. We'll start off with a chakra opening exercise, which opens up the gateways to higher consciousness. And from that point onwards, we're usually guided by our spiritual guides a little bit collectively, and we'll see where that goes. So often there may be a topic that is brought to us during the evening, and there's usually some Q&A and some discussion in between, which I'll probably edit it out for the sake of the recording. And then there's usually another visualization exercise that we'll do at the end with a couple of exercises. So it's a little bit go with the flow, but it's also nice to know that we are being guided from above. So that's a little bit how we roll on here. Okay, so we'll close our eyes and we'll start by focusing on our breath. And part of the reason we focus on our breath is to take our mind off some of the other things that can cloud our connection to our guides. So we're just breathing in through our nose. And I like to hold my breath for a few moments, for about 3 seconds, just so I'm being conscious of what I'm doing. And then on the out breath, I'm just beginning to relax my body. So initially I'm letting go of any stresses and, even the sense of anticipation of being on here. And then as I'm breathing in, I imagine that I'm breathing in light, and I imagine that I'm breathing it into the center of my head. And I hold my breath. And then I just let any tension out of my body. I'm just going to repeat this a few times. Just breathing in light, holding my breath, and then letting it go. Let go for another moment. Now, I'd like you to imagine that in the periphery around you is a beautiful sphere of shimmering light. It might be very soft and subtle at first. You may have to use your imagination at first to imagine it is there, but some of you can perceive it. I'm imagining and perceiving this beautiful sphere of light around us. It's just beyond our auric field, and this is our sacred space. Now, just using your own intention and your own mental application, we are projecting into this space the thought that it is indeed sacred, that it is a place that is reverent, it is a place that is protected, and only divine beings who serve our highest good be permitted into the inner sanctum of this circle, and all other vibrations they can just have a little rest on the outside or go for a walk. We're just breathing in light as we continue doing this, and then into our field around us we begin projecting the thought that we are indeed sitting in our own holy temple, our own sacred place. And within this temple there is peacefulness, there is harmony, and there is goodness and truthfulness. And also, when we go to our heart chakra, we can connect on this beautiful ray of cosmic love. Now, because I like to channel, and so do a few other people in the group, we will open the space accordingly. It's a great divine spirit. We ask that you shine your love, your light, your protection, and your presence upon our group at this time. We give acknowledgement to the presence of our angels and our archangels, our spiritual guides, and other celestial divine beings who wish to work with us and serve with us at this time. Each of us come here for slightly different intention, and you may set your own personal intention at this time, and I will speak on behalf of the group. Great Divine Spirit, we come here for our soul and spiritual development, our inner development, that we may open up our faculties to the wider cosmos, to the powers and the divine beings that are around us, that we may live more purposeful lives, that we may achieve and surpass our life's purpose, and learn and clear our life lessons and karma. And in doing so, also bring more love and compassion and light into this world that we live in, and indeed to all of creation. Some of us come here for knowledge, some for healing, some for social connection, some for spiritual connection, whatever it is. May we each receive whatever will help us on our higher pathway at this time. Now we just go through our chakra opening exercise. So above your head is your crown chakra, and just imagining or even sensing and seeing this beautiful flow of shimmering amethyst frequency coming down through the top of your head. It is always there, just becoming aware of it and activating it, and bringing with it connection to the highest dimensions of spirit. And imagine it being flowing down in full purity, coming down right through our head center, down through our neck and shoulders, right down through our torso, down through our arms and hands, our legs and feet, and streaming way down into Mother Earth, into Gaia. And then this stream continues like a lemniscate back up through the arches of our feet, back up through our being, and right back up into the cosmos. So we are literally a conduit, a bridge between heaven and earth. For we have our own physicality, our own body, which is a child of Mother Earth, and we have our own spirit, which is of divine substance from higher worlds. And we are all part of the one. So imagine this beautiful amethyst light. Imagine it is glowing and growing in gentle intensity. Imagine that it is clearing and resolving the vibrations and the thought patterns within your mind, bringing stillness and awakening various parts of your being to higher consciousness. And at the moment, I'm almost seeing like a pattern like the yin and yang. It's almost like the heavenly blending gently with earthly perceptions so that we can develop and form a very true picture of spiritual life here on earth. And now before us, our third eye, and imagine that we are now receiving psychic pictures from our environment around us. It could be thought impressions, just connection, clarity in our thinking, and that we may see things in all of the truthfulness that they have. And it's usually a deep blue vibration. So imagine you're breathing this truthfulness, this clarity into your mind through your third eye. And then relaxing on the out breath. So on the in breath, we're breathing in the clarity and the truthfulness of all that is around us. And on the out breath, I'm expelling any false pictures, any misbeliefs that I've had. Now through our throat chakra, a beautiful turquoise frequency. And I'm imagining, and you can imagine that we are breathing in wisdom into the words that we speak. Breathing in words that are mindful of others, of the needs of others. Now we progress down to our heart chakra, and around us we can actually ask and invite our spiritual people to draw a little bit more closely into our sacred space. And if you can't feel it, just imagine that you're being enveloped in a warmth of love, warmth of divine connection. And as this moves around you, it can enter and swirl and spiral in through the heart chakra and connect with your innermost being. We're imagining that we're breathing in connection, we're breathing in divine love. And within this frequency, there's also like a remembrance of our connection to the heavenly worlds. There's a peacefulness, there's a calmness, there's a warmth. This interpenetrates into our physical heart, and now it warms the blood and sends love frequency right through your physical body. And instead of being perhaps distressed or having your vibration lowered by the outside physical world, now we've got this warmth, this divine love coming through our body, recalibrating all of the cells in our body, recalibrating them back into a frequency of love, of connection. And in doing so, on the out breaths, we're releasing being uneasy or being at dis-ease. One more thing they want to tell me about the heart chakra. I have to find the right words here. I've got a picture here of the earth, relatively speaking, being very small, and your soul spirit configuration being very large. And it is so large, your spirit soul, because you are very much intricately connected to divine love of the cosmos. And they want you to know that the divine love of the cosmos will always be with you, whether you know it or not. And it far outweighs, it incredibly dwarfs any counter feelings that you may receive from your very short time on earth in this lifetime. And so we can allow this love, this light of love from the cosmos to shine into the shadows of any counter feelings that we have encountered in our day-to-day lives here. I want you to imagine that the light is beautiful. It's like a beautiful, soft rose quartz light. It's pulsing very gently and subtly through your being. It's bringing this sense of love and this sense of light to where any shadows or darknesses have appeared in your soul on account of your experience here on earth. Again, this beautiful vibration of like a rose quartz is now also being sent through your bloodstream to every little part of your body, recalibrating, healing, and allowing you to be you again. We'll move down to our solar plexus. Now, I need to do the out breath first on this one. So take in a deep neutral breath and hold it for a moment. And then we are expelling any projections of who other people might think we should be and exerting it back out. We're removing it from our being, we're expelling it on our out-breath. We're going to do that 3 times. Just take a neutral breath in first. And then expelling any stereotype or stereotypical picture that others have placed upon us. Another neutral breath in. And this time, any unfair expectations that have been placed on us, we are pushing them back out of our being, returning them back to source. Now on the in-breath, your higher self is standing and entering into your sacred space more strongly, more profoundly, and your higher self is more present, standing just before you. And it's standing in a beautiful, shimmering yellow light, like the sun itself shining before you. For it is a sun that shines just like the sun, and it is a Son of God right before you. And this sun, this shining sun, now can literally shine in, and you can literally, your higher self can shine in through this solar plexus chakra. And entering in through your solar plexus, we can take a breath in, breathing in this beautiful yellow frequency, this light of the sun, the light of our own sun, and allow ourselves to enter more fully into our earth being from our higher self. That we may have the strength and the courage to stand in our own light, to have the will, the fortitude and connection to fulfill our life purpose and exceed it. And now even the light and the warmth of our higher self connects to the love of our heart. And through our own will, through our own presence within ourself, we can shine and radiate our own love to ourselves. For your higher self is the equivalent symbolically of a Son of God, because we all come from the source that many refer to as God, the universal oneness. And within you, you have every molecule reflective of the cosmos within you. You have all the powers, all the potential, all the abilities to manifest are within you. And next, we'll go down to our sacral chakra, beautiful, soft orange vibration. And as we take a breath in, we are connecting with each other on the other emotional frequencies, so that we may understand each other, we may develop higher powers of empathy, but also be more in tune with our own conditioning that has occurred to us either in this life or in lives before. And now down to our base chakra, and imagine a beautiful, vibrant red light. It's just emanating near the base of your spine. It is like a portal to the life essence itself, to the chi forces. And as we breathe in, we can imagine that the life force is entering in through our base chakra in such unlimited quantities and capacities that we far transcend any of our instincts and feel safe and connected and energized within our body. Again, as we're breathing in this life force, imagine it again traveling up through your spinal column and then out to every molecule within your body. And as we allow this to travel through us, we can rest our feet freely upon the floor, wherever it's coursing through our legs, but our muscles are now just totally relaxing as it absorbs in the life force. The shoulders and neck are also at ease. Your back is relaxed. All the muscles around your face are now relaxing and at ease. Any tension around the jaw is completely released. And the flow of the life force is perpetual and free-flowing from an unlimited source. If you've got any discomfort in your body, give it your full attention now and draw the life force where it is needed. In the out-breath, you can expel any vibrations that no longer serve your high good. Now, also imagine, we can start at our base chakra. Just see if you're aware of any movement or the direction of the movement of your base chakra. Can you sense that it is moving in a very rhythmical, very harmonious way? If not, just ask your guide to help harmonize. And just take our attention up to our sacral chakra. Beautiful orange. See if you can perceive movement and alignment. And up now to our sacral chakra, our solar plexus, beautiful yellow. And just imagine that you're looking out through your solar plexus and can see your higher self standing in the space before you, in the sacred space, shimmering and shining. Now up to our heart chakra. There's this combination of the beautiful soft rose quartz color and a beautiful pastel green, interblending, interweaving. Into our throat chakra now, just feeling, sensing, harmonizing. And back up to our crown chakra. I'd like you to keep your eyes closed. And imagine now, just use your imagination at first, but imagine that you're just in darkness. You're in a time when there was very little spiritual consciousness on earth at all, individually or collectively. It is literally like living in the dark with our spiritual senses completely asleep. Now imagine in your own being, within your own astral body, in your own etheric and physical body, that the first hint of morning light, just beginning a very soft glow within you, particularly within your heart. You can draw your attention more to your heart. Now imagine the colors just softly brightening, in the stillness, in the coolness, still in a relative spiritual sleep. We just know there is something else out there. So apart from this sensing with our heart and the colour within our heart, there's something in our third eye which is now beginning to get its attention. We know that there's something out there. The colours just brightening a little more, changing many hues of different colours now. And each of these colours are working upon your soul senses, working upon the chakras of your consciousness. Now the soft yellows and the soft oranges starting to become a little more bright now over the deeper purples and the deeper reds. The yellows growing ever brighter, the oranges going brighter, even the reds and the pinks shining right in through your soul. And though your physical senses can't see them, your soul senses are awakening to them. And as your soul awakens to them, like eyes open, like a million eyes opening of your soul, your spirit can now shine and see through. You can now receive through the portals of your soul, the opening like beautiful flowers of consciousness back up to the divine place. And as the dawn fully approaches and the light intensifies, all the flowers of the soul gravitate towards the light. And from their soul spirit sleep, they begin to open more widely now as the sun presents itself from beneath the horizon. The first glimpse of the spiritual light of the spiritual sun onto your soul is felt and perceived. We can feel this beautiful pure light of the spirit coming across our soul and awakening our soul. And our soul speaks to our spirit. The spirit speaks back to the soul. It says, I am here. I am here and we are one. And our spirit and our souls are one with many others, with all others. And this light of the spiritual dawn is a light that should be shared and provided to every living being. And as your soul awakens from its sleep and your spirit can penetrate through its eyes and through its flowers and its receptors, you can spend the rest of your lives spiritually and soulfully awake. And then your light of your spirit, dawn, your spiritual sunrise, can then shine warmly and gently into the soul of every other human being upon the earth. Some may sleep a little longer, some are ready to awaken, and they are longing for the light that is within your being to bring that little bit of warmth for them to dare and to have the strength and the warmth to open their own soul eyes to the light. So my friends, be the light that allows the spirit of the others to awaken. Awaken and see through the eyes of the soul of others. Be the one that brings the change. Be the one that brings the dawn. Bring the one that shines with the faith and the connection to a higher way of being. And then the world will change, and you will change with it. And eventually we shall all again be one. One will be all. And whatever you want may be manifested as it serves the highest good. Many blessings to you all. Now the sun is still shining gently into your soul. I want your spirit within to listen to the light. Maybe your soul needs to open a little more its own portals so the spirit can hear and see more clearly. And imagine the rays of the gentle sun coming in through the portals of the soul, and your spirit now can hear them, it can read them, it can absorb them, and downloads from the cosmos are now entering into your conscious spirit. And within the light of this sunrise are encodings for your spiritual day, which is your life here on earth. Allow this sunlight, imagine it is being absorbed into your soul and then transferred into your life body and your physical body, so that even your bones are enlightened by the rays of the spiritual sunrise. Even the nails on your fingers and on your toes are absorbing the light of the spiritual sunrise. And draw your attention to the little nail and the little toe on your right foot. Just take your attention to it. Imagine that it is absorbing the light. And can you feel the difference between your left and right foot? Go to your left foot and repeat the same. Can you feel the difference? Now just do your whole right foot and your whole left foot. And bring the light into your right hand, to your fingers, and then into the left. And bring it into your digestive system, into your stomach. And allow the light of it to cast away any shadows put there by your soul life on earth. Imagine heaviness just falling away back to earth. Imagine healing waters coming through, flushing everything clean. And then the light replenishing and healing. Now once more the connection of your heart to the spiritual sun. Now the words and the transmission of the sunrise to your throat chakra. Words of wisdom streaming into your throat. Now your third eye with pictures of the day to come and the clarity of the day to come. The intention and the direction, and then the openness to see beyond any limitations, to see beyond the horizons. And now through the crown chakra, not only do you have the light of the sun, but you have the light of the moon, the light of the stars, every star and planetary heavenly body in the celestial world, and all their wisdom shining down through your crown chakra, your connection to the cosmic world. Now feel the space around, particularly the top of your head. Feel the space just now dissolve into vast distances. Now your sense of limitlessness with your crown just stretching out to all corners and vast distances of the universe. Let it keep expanding to distant stars, to different places, to different people. Setting your birds of consciousness, setting them free to fly, letting them learn, letting them observe, letting them connect. And now we call back all of our thoughts and all of our consciousness, bring it back and ask it to bring back to you from all the distant recesses of the cosmos the vibrations that will serve you, the realizations that will serve you, the understandings and the insights that will dawn upon you to help you. Imagine it is now all flowing back to you like the incoming tide. On the out breath, we are releasing anything that no longer serves us, any false pictures, any false beliefs, and drawing all the fresh realizations into our being. And again, that light gently emanating down through our whole being, as if to re-inform, reprogram the other parts of our body through divine conscious connection. Allow that to flow down through your front space, allow it to flow back up through your back space. You can feel the flow like a lemniscate passing through your center. For some reason I'm giving this picture of your two hands. You don't have to move them, but it is like a star or a gemstone, or a choice is to put it being put in one palm of your hand, and then there is an alternative being put into your other palm of your hand. You may have a decision to make with something in your life, and one alternative is placed in one hand and another alternative in the other. And you may believe they're the only alternatives that you have. They could in fact be. But now be aware of other possibilities that may come into the sphere around you. And see if there's little portals of light connected with this decision. Now within the palms of your hands, imagine that you're swapping one choice from one hand to the other and the other one back to the other, exchanging through your hands. And in doing so, the spirit of one passes into the spirit of the other, and a harmonization may occur. I want you to be aware there's another doorway or two that is around you. may be appearing. I want you just to project yourself through it. It could be for a completely different scenario, could be for a completely different situation. But now we're just resting our hands. We're just looking through this portal. Imagine part of you is stretching, going through this portal. And it's as if you're looking into another room through a window, but you can pass your head into the window. Now what is there? Imagine what is there. See what comes towards you. And let's say, see an image of a person. You may hear their words, and they show you a picture. And they show you a scenario. Or they may be just there to love you and accept you, regardless, without judgment. And they may remind you that there is a freedom within the free will of human beings. And sometimes there is no right or wrong. It is the experience of life and what you need to learn from it. And so what is right for one may not be for the other, and vice versa. And so within the palm of your hand, there is no one universal right or wrong answer, because everyone has different experiences and lessons and wisdom to learn and glean from this world without judgment, especially when your intentions are of a high order. Imagine in both your hands there is like a dove of peace. We open one hand and the dove flies free. And we open the other possibility and let it be free. And now allow the universe to speak to itself and allow it to resolve for you. And then within the course of a short time, bring you guidance as to what is right or what is wrong for you, what is good or what is better. And now we just allow that space around our hands and the portal. We withdraw from the portal. So relaxed. And now we're just breathing in now. Imagine that we're just breathing gently to draw gently our astral body back in around our chakras, holding in the beautiful vibration that is around us and allowing it to reorganize itself back into your physical body. So you are now aware of the weight of your body where you sit. You're aware of the heaviness of your hands and your feet. And you're also aware of the luminous body that is now just settling back into your physical body. And when you're ready, just wriggle your fingers and toes, have a little stretch, and bring yourself back into a waking state. If anyone wants to channel, you can just hold yourself in the space and we can bring you online with that as well. So,
well, I'll share what's on the other side of that doorway that guided us to, and there's a person there and kind of explaining the, the nature of what's on the other side of that particular doorway for me. So, it's a way of seeing the world in all of its light, in all of its pulsations and its rhythms and its harmonies, seeing beyond just the physical and into the energetic underpinnings and the blueprint and the way in which it's all connected. It's a state of viewing the world, a doorway that's inside of each of us all the time and can be stepped into at any point. It allows for a perception that the energies that move through each of us, our bodies, and even our minds and psyches are the same light that is moving around all about us. The sense that we're never really separate from our environment and from the people around us. And also a sense of being able to see into another person's light and another person's pulsations and life energy and bioelectrics, beyond even that, into the pulsations of the spirit and the doorway inside of them that allows you to view deeper elements of other people as well, whether it's other lifetimes, whether it's the kind of thoughts and other entities, even through the doorway of another person. Also, it allows us to see not just the energy that's inside of us and all around us, but deeper levels of reality, what you referred to as the sun of the spirit, a more primordial emanation of life or creation, spirit, which is the source of all of us. But more than just being a source, it's what encapsulates time as a whole and space as a construct. So in some way, it's the source and the beginning, but also the end, containing all of it, which illuminates the infinite nature of everything that is. When we get together and we focus like this, we build a strong energetic grid that exists in this plane and others that we can step into and use as a launching pad into other realities. There's a lot we can do with focusing our attention and our energy. And here in this space, we're learning to do that very effectively. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Conrad, and also gratitude to your guides for that transmission. Okay, Pamela, how are you going today? Connected?
Yeah, really good, thanks. It was very relaxing when we did the chakra meditation. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, it was interesting because I think it was very much, this week's meditation was very much for myself, for healing. I found that. And it was interesting when you said about your hand, what you're putting in your hand, your left hand and your right hand. And what came to me was actually on my right hand, a citrine stone on my right hand. And on my left hand, I could see just a stone, like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I closed my hand, it was interesting because it was like the rock on the left hand was transmuted and became the citrine as well. So then I had a citrine in both hands, and I was actually trying to recall what the meaning of citrine was. And I just had a quick look as well. And it's very symbolic of what happened in the next one, because what it showed me was citrine is all about prosperity, joy, success, happiness and wonder, all of that. And it was interesting. It was almost like the rock was representative of all the, not the negativity, but all the earthly stuff that you carry around, and then the citrine and how you can sort of transmute it, bringing it together, harmonizing yourself. And then when you said transport yourself to another portal, what happened was I just went immediately into like this place, which is like an empty room, and it was just white, but it was like a brilliant, pure white kind of room that I almost felt like I was just essence in that room. And it was almost like everything was shed in that room, and I just was transported into like pure essence. And it was like the more time I spent in that room, it was more recharging. And the words that came through me was very much, but also the words I felt was also important for the group, which I'm going to share, is just like empty yourself daily. Like that was very apparent. Empty yourself daily, wash yourself daily, like almost like wash yourself of the whatever it is that you carry, emotional baggage, on a daily basis. Make yourself new, renew yourself, recharge, renew, let go daily. So it's almost like let go of everything on a daily basis to recharge, renew, revitalize, and become like a child again, and bring in the wonder on a daily basis. And I think that's a very strong message for all of us, because we can get really bogged down. But it was also very needed for me. So that was really interesting. It was very beautiful, but definitely what I need today. So thank you.
Okay, now we need to close off. So everyone just close their eyes for a moment. And as we close our eyes, our first thought is out of gratitude, just even for taking the effort to be here, first of all, personally, for each of you, because you've done something for yourselves. Then we can extend that further to our immediate spiritual guides for the work they've done with us, and also for our loved ones in the spiritual world who are very close to us. And then on behalf of the group, to the great divine spirit, to the universal one, for looking after us, for connecting us, bringing the light and the love to us. And also to our celestial spiritual guide who very gently tonight just eased their way in and brought through some of the guided meditation that was provided. It was almost seamless, but I could feel them just stepping in a little bit more as we got into it. So my appreciation to whoever that was. I didn't really link with you personally, and to the people who held space on your behalf to enable you to do that. So now we just put our hands over our solar plexus, sacral chakra area, and we just got to close down our lower receiving centers so we don't pick up all the bad vibes when we go back out there. So big long breath in, holding the breath, and imagining your sacral chakra slowing down in speed and reducing back into its normal size so we don't get backed. And then on the out breath, and just releasing any psychic and emotional energies that no longer serve my higher good. So I'm free of any attachments. And a final little protective bubble of light around me, but it's also to seal in all the goodness from the session we've just had as well. So some of us here in Sydney will take it into our rest. People overseas will take it into their days. So, okay, so that pretty much brings it to a close. Now,